It was a problem with one flight that they rescheduled for me. Then I was in a training that I was giving face to face, so I could not have it before. But I think it was also nice for everyone to being able to finish their online activities. And the idea today is just to do a session where we'll go a little bit over everything that we saw during the training, and we'll do a bit of a practice together, and then I'll show you the last also the last exercise that you need to do to finish the training, and then you will be finished. Okay, so how did you see the training? Was it helpful? The online part, did you like it? Nobody wants to comment?
Yeah. For me, I like it. Because they are like separate in each section. I mean, like it go like flow with the story. I mean, like it look like we are watching the movie, something like from the start point and to be in something like that, and learn with the online session. I mean, like on the tempo. Yeah, it was good.
Okay, thank you. That was a bit of the idea, no? That we were joining Victoria in their project, and we were able to, from the first day until the end of our project, to follow her, and
Yeah.
could see some of the normal issues we face in a mission as logisticians, and come up with possible solutions. No? So I will share my screen now. My internet is not behaving well today, so if it's possible that during the training I can disconnect for a little while, but then I'll come back. Okay. So like I said, the idea today is we'll do a bit of a recap of what we saw during the training. Now today we are 5 people, only 5 people. So we are a small group. Idea is to participate and for us to contribute with our opinions. So what we've seen during the training is a bit of the project cycle, no? The evolution, no? that we have when we're performing a project, while we trying to achieve a certain goal or for a whole project. No, we could always come to realize that there is a cycle that we always need to follow. No, so let's go a little bit over each phase of this cycle. Do you remember when Violet was starting her project in the first days? What did we do? What was the first thing she did when she arrived to the project?
Okay. First, Victoria, when she arrived at the project, she had a briefing, and then she know or visited the project, and she read the tender about the last coworker that he let. I don't know what the meaning le dejó.
That was no, the handover from the previous log. Yeah.
Yes. And then she reviewed the necessities about the Watson project. Yes, for example, the lettering and how many or how many warrior of leaders she needs for the people
Mhm.
in the project.
So okay, so one part is what Araminta is saying, no? That when she arrived, she read the handover report. She had some briefing with the field co. What else? Does anybody remember what she did also during the first days? James, any idea? Okay,
Yeah, when she got the information about the contact from field coach, she trying to gathering any information like he do the she asking the question to the teams. She read the handover and she also going to the field to updating the data to be like currently data. Yeah.
exactly, no. So what she did, no, is also when we have when we are arriving to a new project or we have a new, for example, an emergency alert or something like this, we need to first identify the needs, no, to understand the problem that we are facing. So the first thing she did was gather the information, all relevant information. So she went and read the handover report, meet with the field co, and went to have a meeting with the team to understand also their point of view and for them to share their ideas with her. And she also went to the field to understand the reality of the project. No? Besides that, we also saw that is also important. After that, you need to analyze the information, and it's always good to try to break down into small parts the project that we are facing or the problem, so it's easier for us to understand and to better manage the project. So we can maybe delegate some tasks, and we divide the project in small pieces, and I can then delegate to the team or have a better understanding of the problem. No? We have Murat. Hello, Murat. Are you there? Murat? No.
Yes.
Okay.
Good evening. How are you, everybody?
We are fine, and you?
I'm good. I'm sorry to be late because the internet is interrupted. To enjoy to the team. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry.
Don't worry. We have just started, and we were looking at what Violet did during the days that she was in the project. We already talking that the first thing she did was talk with the field, do the briefing, read the handover report, talk with the team, go to the field to gather all the information that she needed to understand quite well the status of the project. No? So after this, what did she do? So now we already identified the situation. We know the problems that we are facing. William, do you remember what she did next?
It's me, Murad.
William, and then we go to you, Murad.
Okay. I mean, after I break the information into small parts, we need to find for each problem a solution, and we need to weigh every solution for each problems. After that, we can use the action matrix to find the best solution for each problem. After that, we can do the proposal plan.
Okay. William, so step by step.
Okay. Okay.
I think I don't need to be here. You guys already can do all the webinar by yourselves. So William already said some important things. Murad, do you want to add something?
Yes. Also, she checked the budget and selection the best option according to the context.
Exactly, no? So once we already know the problems we are facing, the next thing we need to identify possible solutions. No? Like you were saying, we need to come up with more than one possible solution for each need that we identify, for the problems that we are identifying in the field. Then we can use the tools that we have seen for helping us to take decisions. We use the decision matrix so that we can have all the different options and with the different criteria to decide what's the best one for the project according to the context we are working now. And of course, we need to also take a look at the budget to also consider what are the resources that we can use to achieve the goals that we are looking for. No? In our normal activities in the projects, normally we are following the budget that has been set up the previous year, and we have resources that are allocated for that. But we also know that from time to time we have unexpected activities and emergencies, and normally the projects have already, or missions have some budget set aside for this kind of projects, and if needed, we can always do a proposal and ask for more resources, more budget for accomplish this new project or new activities that we need. Very well. So we identify the needs, then we come up with the possible solutions, and we decide using the tools that we have seen which solution can be the best one. And after that, Murad, do you remember what we do after that?
Louis?
Yes,
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I think also I think we also jumped to the stage where we also need to check the handover report after the briefing. Did we pass that stage already?
That was in the beginning, and we said that we need to identify the needs, no? So she gathered all the information she could, no? She had the handover report from the previous log.
Yes.
She did the briefing with the field co. She met with the team to get their input, and she also went to the field to understand what is the situation and what's going on. No? After that, no, we already know very well the problems we are facing. Then we can try to find the proper solutions. Uko, what do you think we do next?
Yes, I don't know if you can hear me well. I tried to raise my hand, but it doesn't appear there. Yes. What I have gone through that from her arrival, the handover reading, a briefing from the local, and then her going to the field visit. It was I followed it up, checking the needs, getting the budget code from the admin. Until she found the need that she need to recruit more person, which they recruited, and then after the recruitment is where they are now being sent to the 4 various fields of operation. That one became to me in the priority setting as the task allocation to the team. And then also what I like there is that a newly recruited person has to be also involved in the decision making, whereby at that time she also brought in a brilliant idea of the previous experience of our works, which is also shared to the team, which the team also became a little bit happy of having a new plan to carry on their duties, which was so nice. And then I followed until the time of the visit, while the local manager was going to pay a visit and trying to go from one point to another, identifying the needs, like, okay, give me your works, let me see, how did you perform? And then this one said, I have completed the work, and then coming back to the actual plan, and they found out that really in the field, we are not sometimes following up the work plan as been given by the land managers. So, which really, it gave me some views of knowing that, okay, the action plan which we had prepared, we need really to be strictly following it up. And then I found also there that a physical visit in the field is the best. Because you'll be able to identify whether your work is done or there are other goals remaining unaccomplished. So it really gave me that good idea to keep in my mind that next, if all goes well, I have to put in mind always that should not get lost. I think in 2 projects where he really found some losses. And then the newly recruited lady, if I can do remember in their conversation, she was like, okay, she has done all the work, and then found out that there was a work which is not done. The quantity of water is not enough for the camp. And then now the company has gone. What next? It tells me, okay, that one we have to take caution about it. In case we are dropping a new project, maybe like a company working on it, we have to be sure to inform the company that, please, the yield of the water we need is maybe 4,000 liters. So in case if we met it 3,000, and then we can question him off. Why do you, the agreement we said is 5,000, now your yield is 4. So that's what I tried to follow.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah,
Thanks,
I
Suku.
like-
Very,
Yeah.
very comprehensive answer and very nice, important things that you highlighted. But let's hear first Murad.
Yes, in our project in ABS Uqba, we use action plan. It is the first thing, it is define the task and the time, how many times it needs, and the family, it is energy, it is Western, it is something like this. And the status of the task in the action plan, it is pending or achieve or doing like this. And it is a good tools to organize and simplifies how to do the activities properly to achieve the object assigned for you.
So Murad, so you think it's a good way to organize our work?
Yes, action plan tool we use in Uqba in our project in apps. There is these tools, action plan tools. We use it to define the task activities, to assign or define the one who is responsible, the time, how many times it have to be achieved, the status of task, it is done, pending, or cancel. I think it is very good tools to organize your task in proper way.
Thank you, Murad. So you are correct. Now, after we come up with the solution that we want to implement, next step is what we like to do best is to implement things, no? As logisticians. So the idea is that when you are implementing the activity, to have is very important to have a good planning of the implementation. Like Murad was saying, no, if we use the action plan tool, we are able to have a visualization of the whole steps that need to be done to achieve the project. We also are able to see who is responsible for doing each of the activities. If we do the follow-up of the plan, we know if we are going through if we are on time or we are delay on some of activity, which can also help us to quickly solve any issue. No, if we are delayed because of some reason, we can identify it and try to come up with measures to speed up or to just to let know our line managers or coordination that due to the specific reason the project is being delayed. So it's very important to have a tool like the action plan that will help us to understand where we are in each project. So when we are doing our meetings and talking about the situation of the different activities, we can easily understand where we are. We also saw, like Nduku was saying, that it's very important to follow up these plans by field visits. It's not only in the office asking people how the situation is. It's important to go talk with the person that is responsible, so we also can understand their problems, what are the challenges they are facing, and help them to solve them. Also, what you said about they were stuck there with the situation in the project, and it was the new colleague that came up with a new perspective and a new way to solve the situation. It's very important to consider that when we are always working with the team, and everyone has their own experience and point of view. Even that I'm very experienced and I have been through a lot of different projects, doesn't mean that if there's like a person that has less experience, that he or she cannot have a new perspective, a new way to face the situation and come up with the solution that we need for a specific problem. What else were you saying? So this was like the main things. Murad, you want to add something?
No. As you clarify everything, I would like to say for my colleagues now, my friend, this is a very, very, very good tool to track and trace your task and activities, and you don't miss anything. You control where are you doing in your task or activities, or you can delegate someone who is responsible, someone who is supporter. Some tasks have to be divided in two families: technical ideas and supervision follow up. That's mean two families are responsible in one task to achieve it in proper way.
Okay, thank you, Murad. So yeah, very important tools that will help us a lot in managing our activities and as a team, so that everyone knows what is the current situation. And after we implement the activities, which is the last phase of the cycle.
I think there's also time management also, yeah? I think it was part of it.
Yeah, it's very important also to manage your time, to not only for you and for your team, also the important thing to do. But I was talking now after we finished the implementation. And Aminta, what do you think is the next step?
Is the handover?
Monitoring.
Yes,
Go ahead.
okay. But she didn't know how to make the handover. And she received or she required help about how she need to do the handover.
Okay, so the handover in that scenario was the end of our project. No? You need to prepare a document so that the person that is coming next knows what has been done, what the current status of the project. But if we are looking at the project cycle, maybe we are missing something. William, what do you think?
I think after the implementation of solution, we need to check the indicator to see if we achieve the goal and if we achieve the goal.
So yeah, basically, in the end of the project, we need to do the evaluation. No? This will be check if what we wanted to achieve has been done or not. Also, this is the time where we can do a reflection on how we did the things, or if our lessons learned, if are things that I could have done better or could have done it in a different way. This will be the time. We'll also be doing reporting, so that we can also have a document that summarizes all the project and can be shared with line manager or coordination, and also as a future memory of the things that were done in our project. So that is correct what you are saying. The idea is that after we do the evaluation, well, we check the indicators, and also not only in the end, but during the implementation, we are monitoring, like we were saying, we are looking at our action plan, see if we are following the right steps, if we are taking the time that we said that we are going to take, and if we are achieving the intermediate goals that we need to achieve to obtain the final result. So these are the fourth cycle, the 4 phases of the project cycle. So we have it here, that from the project identification to the planning and the strategy. Then we are doing the implementation, where we have to follow SOPs, procedures, guidelines, and then we'll end up with our evaluation phase. That can be the normal reporting we do, check up if any indicators that we wanted to achieve or not. Any questions regarding this? All clear. Very
Louis,
nice. Okay, go ahead.
I think in other organization, monitoring and evaluation, there is a specific task for one employee to monitor all the project and programs in any project on any organization. But in MSF, not available.
So this what you are saying. There is this meal, that they call it monitoring, evaluation,
yes,
and learning, something like this, which is very related with United Nations funding system, that when you finish a project, then you will need to also to file a report that is the monitoring evaluation, so that you can get the final payment for the services done. In MSF, because our funding comes from particular donors, from private donors, we don't have this how do we say, bureaucratic steps. We also have an evaluation unit that is within the institution, and from time we choose different projects and missions, so that we also do monitoring and evaluation. But we are always doing this in our normal activities, as the coordination normally will be the line manager if he's following the activities of his team. Then we have the project coordinator, and then we have the head of mission that is always following up on the activities. And even though there is not a formal process, we are always doing this. But in reality, it's real that in the other organizations, because of the funding system that they follow, they need to have a specific person that is dedicated to do all the monitoring and evaluation.
Okay,
any other questions? Good. So now I think we are ready to work together and do a little practical exercise to check if we all understand the project cycle now. Let's see what we have here. So let's see, MSF is responding to a humanitarian crisis involving a large influx of displaced people crossing the border of a neighboring country where we are present. These people are fleeing conflict, persecution, and economic hardship in their home countries and are in urgent need of help. Our team has been deployed to coordinate the relief operations and provide support to the displaced people arriving. What do we do? Anybody knows? Ismael, what do you think we do first?
Sorry, I'm attending the visitors. I have the visitors, so I'm giving them the credit for the communication. So
Okay.
yeah, I'm there. I can listen, but I cannot participate in here. Thank you.
You are working. Okay. Duku, what do you think we do?
Yes, I heard about, it is a little bit easy to, not easy to pick you properly. If you can also share the screen and then we can have a slight reading on it, I think it will be of a great help.
Sorry?
I'm saying that although you can share the screen with that question, it will be very easy for someone to digest, like you read and then the thing comes.
But it's now in your screen, no? What are you seeing now in your screen?
In my screen, I see nothing,
Okay, and the other ones? Do you
Yeah,
see
we see the screen, but now it's closed. It's only you can see. But previously, I saw the page exercise something. Yeah.
And now it's not being shown. Strange. Let me see. Now what do you see?
For me, really, I only see our pictures. There is no any other thing. This. Okay. I'm in Juba. If I would have been at where I am, it would have been easy. With that.
Let me share again. Let me share again.
No problem.
Now? Duku, you can see it?
Yes, I can see, but it is still loading.
Okay. It's the internet in general. Araminta, while we wait for Duku? Go ahead.
Yes, I can see the screen is loading. There are pictures of people. Okay, yes, there is fine now.
So let's take a couple of minutes to read it and then we'll discuss it.
Okay, about the problem, I do the first identify where is the needs, or review if there are others NGOs in this place.
Okay. Hom, you want to say something?
Yeah, for me, I think I will going to correct the data about how many people that they are I mean like crossing, and then I will try to looking for the specific need there for them, and think about like what we can do for them. Yeah.
Okay. Duku, have you read it?
Yes, I have it. So in this situation, because we have the team which is deployed to coordinate the relief operations, so I think by that moment, all the needs of the people, if it is medical, I think it is identified, and then if it is Watson, I think most of the things are defined by the team which is coordinating on the ground. So there we can take the real objectives. If it is like relief, was activities, which means we take the statistic after knowing the number of the population, and that's where we can now take the NFIs to the number, and then we can give them. And then if it is medical, that means for us, we have to organize to find a place where we can construct as a healthy facility for them to work in. Because with those ones, I think coordinating on the ground, they did not put some measures on ground, like if it is medical or it is Watson. So if, as we now, maybe the managers, if we are to go there, what we have to find out is the need of the people, what it's needed. After we identifying the needs, and then that's where we can give now the support to the displaced people who are arriving. And with this, maybe if the other NGOs who are in the field performing other areas, now we have to find the gap of the arrivals. Maybe, like for instance, we say ICRC is taking a certain portion of the thing, and then the number of the new arrivals, they don't have shelter due to the conflicts. Then we have to maybe give them shelter by providing them with the plastic seatings and all those other necessities for them to feel a little bit comfortable. I think it will depend on the context of the need.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Murad?
Yes, for me, when you deploy to the site, first thing you gather the information from the topography, from the community there or people there. After that, we hold a meeting discussing. After that, we find the possible solutions and waiting the solutions and planning how to organize in matter of resource or check if there is another actors, if there is another organization doing something. We cannot double the surface there. Sometimes, especially in the camps, there is a lot of many actors, international organization or other local organization can divide the programs. Some of them support the Watson, some of them provide the water, some of them give the food, some of them give the shelter and materials. So when you're gathering the information, it will be easy for you to planning and assessing how to choose the possible and good solution to serve the weak people there.
Okay. So I think we're all aligned on what we need to do. No? So the first thing, like you were saying, we need to identify the needs. Okay, we sometimes in MSF like to jump this step, and we already are thinking about what NFIs, water, clinics. So it's important that first we do a needs assessment. No? We understand the problem. We don't jump into conclusions, because even though that we have similar interventions, they are all different. No? The contexts are always different. The situation always changes. So it's good that we don't start thinking immediately about what I'm going to do. No? Because I've heard that it was a displacement of people, and I already remember the last time that I did one of this kind of projects, and I did this, and this. So I start to prepare for this now. Like you said, the first thing we need to do is do a need analysis. No, understand what is the situation in the field, what are the needs of the people, and then from that point we can start to define our intervention. No? Also very important what you were saying, that we need to see what are the other organizations are working in the field. It doesn't mean that because there's an emergency that MSF needs to act, because maybe the local actors and the organizations that are already there, they are perfectly able to take care of the situation, and we don't need to do nothing, no? Or we can give some support. So depends a little bit of the situation. So we are all on the same page, very nice. And as logisticians, what are our responsibilities before the team goes on an assessment and during the assessment? What are the things that we need to take care of before we go? William, what do you think?
Hello, Luis, can you repeat your question, please?
So now we said, okay, we need to do an assessment. No, we need to understand what is the problem. No, and I was asking, as logisticians, what do we need to do before doing an assessment? No, the team is going to the field to better understand the problem. What do we need to do before they go? The simple.
Yes.
Let's go to
Can I go ahead?
practical things. Go ahead, Duku.
Yes. Before we go for an assessment, as a local manager, there are quite a number of things which you need to consider, because first we have to consider the fleet. How many days are we going to spend doing the assessment? After we identify the vehicles needed for that, and then we have to look on our communication gadgets, which we need to use at the field. And then if the papers, maybe like some tools, some papers that we need to take to so that we can feel like a tallying whatever we have seen on the ground. So we have to ensure that that's there. And then we have to also put in mind that the area we are going to, we have to know maybe it is an area where there is no food. So we have to prepare as a logistician, you have to put that in mind, that, okay, we need to have some biscuits, some water, some sodas, so that we can be in position to achieve our goals. And then after, if all those gadgets are now in place, then you have to know, is that a place, do we have an area whereby we are going to sleep in, like hotels, are they there? If there are no hotels, so means you need to have your tents, and then also put in mind that going there, we are going to have an assessment. We don't know whether we will get place where we can sleep. And then those are the first thing. And then you put in place your tents, everything. And then you can set off your journey with all those buffer other stock meets. And then you also make sure you brief the drivers about the journey. They're all aware where we are going and what for. If all of them are now well equipped with the message, and then we can ask now for our green light. Maybe, to go to an area first, you have to coordinate with the PC. And then if they give you now the green light to go, and then you can set off to go. That's briefly what I can say about.
Thank you, Duku. Araminta?
Yes, this is an emergency, yes, but we don't know the budget. But before we formulate the solution and analyze the different option, and then I check the budget, no? And select the best option or solution.
Okay, so Araminta is already jumping a little bit ahead, no? That we will, when we get there, we will see what the problem is, and then we'll come up with the possible solutions, and then we'll compare to the project to the budgets that we have, or we'll all do a proposal for the coordination for them to let us know. But like the more practical things, like Duku was saying, no? So we already saw some. Murad, do you want to add something?
Yes. For me, it is emergency. We are speed how to save the life of people, but we have to reasonably monitoring and tracking how our resource implemented to achieve our tasks and activities. So when the emergencies, no, the budget is unknown. That's nobody. But the main thing to monitoring and tracking where is the resource going to the right place to achieve our objective.
Okay. But once again, coming to more of the practical things is what Duku was saying. Now we need to make sure that we have the means to go on the Explo. So we need to check our cars. We need to check, do the checklist of the cars, or if it's by boat or the vehicles that we need to use. We need to make sure that we have the communication means, that we'll have a place for the team to stay, that they will have food. And we will also have to consider briefing all the people that go on the movement about the security measures. We support coordination as logisticians on the security analysis. No? We are not responsible, but we will help the PC or whoever is there to do the security assessment. We'll have to validate the itinerary. We need to know if the road that we are going to use is validated or not. So all these steps we need to take before the Explo has a green light to go ahead. And once we go on the Explo, we will be also a member of the team, and we'll be responsible for assessing logistic related things in the field. No? So if we're talking about we can assess the health structures. No, we can assess in terms of water and sanitation what are the conditions, the shelter. We can check for possible already if we are seeing that we are going to do intervention, find a place for the team and a warehouse for our staff. We will need also to check suppliers in the area. So we'll have different aspects that from the logistic point of view we need to do during an assessment. No? It's not only the medical team or coordination that is focused on getting information. Logistics also has a big role on this and also very important. No? So okay, we are all in the same page. We have decided, so we send we need to do a need assessment, and we have sent a team to do so. We are very lucky. They already went, and they have come back with a very simple report. Let's look at the report. I will share here with you this text also in the chat. So we have for shelter, now that we have here, many arriving migrants lack access to safe and adequate shelter, leaving them vulnerable to the elements and vulnerable to exploitation and harm. For food and nutrition, we have that the arriving IDPs often face food insecurity and hunger, and they have traveled long distance and with limited access to food and resources. Regarding WASH, we have that access to clean water, sanitation, and hygiene products is limited for the migrants, increasing the risk of waterborne diseases and poor hygiene practices. And by the end of it, we have that the medical care and attention. The IDPs often have unmet medical needs, such as injuries, illness, chronic illness, and mental health issues arising from their travel and displacements. What do you think? Take some time to read well the information, and then we are going to determine what we need to do next. Luco, you want to comment?
Yes. In these needs, there are majorly four needs which are being brought up. I think the first one, it's lack of shelter, which means the new arrivals we need to consider by giving them NFIs for their shelter, and then also to find determine which area is safe for them to settle in. That's first because maybe they stay in a random sort of place. So we have to find for their safety and then the shelter. And then secondly, they face also that food on their arrival, which means in that situation, they travel all the way, hunger, no good water. That's the time whereby we have to plan to set water treatment sort of points for them. And then the other point which I'm seeing here is, yeah, the water, because there is food, which means we need, if we have gone with some beefified sort of thing, we have to give them to help them with that long movement without food. And then now if we come to the hygiene of the area, because normally that one, it is real. Like I experienced that one time while we were going for a mission. The place was fully with the open defecation, which it was really risky. Which means in that situation, as a logistician, you have to think of what immediate action you can take to reduce that open defecation. Is maybe by digging some trench latrines to help the situation. And then if there is water, like some rivers, that means you need to set up a water treatment plant after knowing the number of the displaced. Because if it is like maybe 80,000 family heads, family heads, then that means you need to sort out water issue by implementing a water treatment plan. And then for this new arrival, their shelter, now that's giving them tent, buckets, and then other cooking things. And then putting in mind also that in hygiene, normally this is something which I'm seeing a little bit a problem. Like for mothers, others at arrival like this, they like their sanitary sort of things. So that one also, the medical has to be informed about that. And then now the content where the medical activities are to be done. Now that one, we need the medical guys to be more involved. What we will only look into is the infrastructure which they're using. Are they using tents? Because normally for us, we like going with the 245 square meter tents, all those. And then that's the time as a logistician, now you have to focus into setting off their medical area. If there is admissions, you have to set some tents for that. That's what the logistician will do. At the same time, you have to also focus on the water, the safety water for them to drink. That's by chlorinating or by putting some chlorine at the collection points. And then for the yes, I think for the other one I talked about it, for the sanitation and hygiene. I think those are the measures, by digging trench latrines or giving them tools so that they can excavate the latrine. So I think that's what I can say at the moment. Yeah.
Thank you. So what Tuku is saying is now what also we said before, no? That after we determine the needs, we need to find and discuss the solutions that we can have for solving the issue. No? Araminta, I want to add something.
Yes. At the same time, we work in the water and food access, because people are at the risk of malnutrition and I think they require lines. And then I work in area or some place cheater temporary, because they don't have a tent I made a little cheater temporary. And then
Sorry, I mean this. So we can continue, but let me just frame it a little bit better. So we are all seeing the same thing. No, we identified. We had an alert. We sent a team to do the assessment. They came back with the report. We know already how the situation is going. Now we'll come up with different solutions. So let me just change so that you don't have to repeat yourselves. We will change here from the PowerPoint to my screen. Wait a minute. You will come here. Okay. We identify the needs that exist in terms of shelter, food, wash, and health. Now we need to come up with possible solutions. Huh? Now you let me know. For shelter, what do you think we can do? Araminta, you were saying that we can set up temporary shelter, no? If I understood correctly. What else can we do in terms of shelter?
May attend and identify the attention for the medicals.
That will be here under medical, no? So let's go area by area. William, what do you think we can do more in terms of shelter?
I have a question.
Okay.
Can I? Okay.
Go ahead.
I mean, we are not alone on this area. After identify the need, we need to know which is the other NGO on this area and what they can do, or what they can do for this problem. I mean, after that, after that, we can know what need we can find a solution. For example, we are MSF. We know we are specialists on health and medical service. For example, we know that is the problem. What we need to find a solution. And shelter, for example, we know we are HCR. In French, it means HCR. I don't know the word in English.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I mean food and nutrition. We have ACF. For example, you need to know what is
William, what you are saying is a nice scenario. No, you get to an emergency, and you have all the organizations there that are responsible for everything. No, we could have WFP or PAM there for food. We could have maybe IOM doing water and sanitation and shelter, and even so, we could have I don't know. WHO with some local partner doing health, and we don't need to do anything. Perfect. Now let's imagine that that's not the scenario. No, we get to this situation. There is no other organization. In many places, due to the capacity we have to quickly mobilize, we are the first ones to arrive in some parts. No.
Okay.
Us and UNHRC or WFP or IOM. No? So let's imagine that for the time being we are alone, and we need to solve these situations. No? I cannot only focus on health. No, if people don't have a place to sleep or they don't have food, we'll need also to take care of that, even if it's for only the beginning of the intervention. No?
Okay.
So for shelter, we said about setting up a temporary shelter, or there will be like we call it in this kind of intervention, a transit area, that people are arriving, the migrants are arriving, and before they have their own space, they can sleep in a big tent for the first couple of days. No?
Okay.
What else can we do in terms of shelter?
Of shelter, we need to know if the natural resource, for example, if in this area we have a lot of tree, local material, we can use the local material to build a shelter, like semi-temporary shelter. I don't know if it's a
Okay,
good word.
so we can do an assessment of local materials. Then I'll see what I'll do with the local materials. What else? Duku, you have your hand raised?
Yes, I was following this, which was perfect to make this temporary setup for like the transit for the new arrivals. And then after the new arrivals, what we have to do is going good. We have to assess where the local materials are. And then if we have the local materials in place, because, you know, the transit, being in transit, there is no privacy. And most people, they like privacy. So we will come now to a place after assessing, then we have to distribute some plastic tents because there is a need for the shelter. So now we come to a distribution of tent together with the local materials which we found on the ground, so that each family now they can stay family by family. If it is a place which they are to settle there for some time. But if it is a transit that maybe in 1 week or in 3 days, they can find where they can accommodate themselves, like in a situation whereby a place in that area, they have some friends and whatever it's there, if they can find. But sincerely, like if I say in Africa, you go to a friend, but you need to have that tent because that guy might be having also limited accommodation. So, which means we have to distribute for them tent and other MFIs like cooking pots and whatever it's there.
Okay. NFI for shelter. Okay. Okay, so we now have some options there. In terms of food and nutrition, what do you propose to do to solve the issue? Tom, any ideas?
Hello, can you
Yes.
hear me? Hello.
Yes. Go ahead on. Then we go to Araminta.
Yeah. I think my internet is not so good, but if you hear me, I thinking about to deliver the food to delivery food.
If I understood correctly, you want to distribute food.
Yeah.
And this is prepared meals or unprepared meals? I will write distribution of prepared meals. Let's say like this. And I mean, any other ideas?
The food is prepared new because we have an list standard about the emergency, and also to distribute or make the distribution about the hygienical items.
Okay.
Yes.
So hygiene will take care in water and sanitation, but it distribute NFI for cooking, let's say. Murad. You are unmuted.
Sitting small, we are in emergency. We cannot bring a ready meal if we are in the desert or something like this. But it is easy to set and a small kitchen and cook the food for the people to feed them anyway. And I think distribute food plate. That's each one has his place that we see in emergency context or crisis, like what we see in Gaza. The people coming with the plate, and there's a big pot with the rice. We distribute the food in the same time. That means issue food utensil or something like this as emergency. After that, we can issue kitchen utensils to each one in the each family.
Okay, so if I understood correct, Murad, you're saying in the beginning set up a community kitchen where we cook for everyone and we distribute the meals, no? And then, like you were saying, distribute the NFIs and we say NFI plus raw food so that people can maybe cook their own meals, no? This depends on context, no? I don't know, for example, any of you have been in one of these kind of situations where there is some refugees and we need to do an intervention, or migrants, or something similar. Anyone has been in these kind of interventions? No one? Luku?
Yes, in this scenario, in food distribution for the migrants, for me, what I can say is that after giving them the ready-made food, because during the distribution of the shelter, they normally go together with those cooking utensils, jerrycan, basin, and other things. So it will depend if the transit is like they stay for 1 week and then allocated to another place, allocation to another area. That's now we can give them a raw food so that they can cook for themselves. In other areas where we are in. But if you are still in the transit, that means if MSF is to distribute a prepared meal, and then that's where we have to do. But in a normal, like in 2 to 3 months, because we cannot handle that for all that a long time. Then as a log, we have to plan and then give them raw materials so that they can cook for themselves. Despite cooking for them for long, because it might become more expensive. Hire a person to cook and it will be a lot of resources. So for me, I would prefer after giving them all the necessities, they cook for themselves, which is more easier than we following it up.
Okay, so here we have different considerations. No? All the what Duku was saying is very relevant and important. We need to understand also in terms of budget what are the consequences of our decisions, but also we need to take in consideration the context. No? If we are talking about, for example, that we are in an urban area, maybe it will be very difficult for people to cook their own meals, no? Because you will not be able to give them, they will not have the space, or they will be in an urban setting that they cannot do fire or cooking, no? And you cannot distribute gas ovens for everyone. So we also need to take in consideration that. No? If we are talking for example, in an IDP camp that is set up in the middle of let's say nowhere, no, far away from urban areas, probably people will have the opportunity to do some cooking for themselves. So let's continue. For water and sanitation, any ideas? Go ahead, Murad.
Yes. Set up temporary toilets and give consideration for privacy, female and one for male.
So yeah, we'll need to do latrines and showers, no?
Yes. Also distribution hygiene kits kits.
Okay, so also distribution of hygiene kits.
And educate the refugee about hygienes or something like this.
Health promotion, no?
That's promotion, yes, I mean.
So yeah, we can put here health promotion. What do you think we need to do more in terms of water and sanitation?
Yeah, actually, that is quite the same answer. But may I add one that I thinking about that can we provide them the movable water filter? I don't know what calling in our project we use the Sawyer filter, something like that, to distribute them, and then they can use by themselves to reach to the clean water.
Okay, so we are distributing water filters. And what else did we need to distribute? If people have no access to water?
But what about the vaccination in terms of maybe cholera or measles, something? Can it fall on the water and sanitation?
It's very important,
Well,
Ismail, when we'll take
Yeah.
take that in the health and medical part.
Yeah.
But now we are in the wash.
Mhm.
Araminta, any other ideas?
Okay. Okay. Identify if I need to do the chloration the water, if there are access water in some place there. I need to verify if I need to chlorate the water and how many water I need to have for the people.
Okay, so probably we'll also need to do water distribution, no? And then we'll see what kind of water distribution we are talking about. We will need
maybe water filters, no, because I don't know how many people there are.
correct, no? Let's discuss. I'll write everything and then any other ideas? Murad, you want to say something?
Yes, water storage or water points, because the distance, how long can the people go and take the waters to their tenant or to their area where they define to set water points to set up water storage or water tank and give the people a jerrycan. They can brought water from the water point to their used.
Okay, so we already have a lot here. We'll go to the health and medical. Ismail said, doing a vaccination campaign. What else do you propose to do?
Mental health to because the people come suffering from walking away to the border.
Okay. What else? Any ideas?
Yeah, I think about to setting up the mobile clinic there in the site. And another one that I think about to setting up the isolation shelter. Yeah.
And set up a isolation area. Okay.
Yeah, isolation area here.
Like referral systems?
Okay. Implement referral system. No, this is also important. No, if we are the people are in a camp, and we'll probably provide primary health attention. No, this is typical we do in the beginning. We need if we identify situations that people need a secondary and tertiary health system, then we need to do a referral for those systems. No? Like you were saying as well, we work also with local partners. So first, we also need to do an assessment of the local health structures, no? So here we also have already lots of things, no? This depends. This is the exercise we do after we determine the needs. And like you were saying, after we have all these possible solutions, we need to find a way to determine what if I have different options, what is the option that I'm going to choose. What did you say about this? What was the tool that we use for choosing the best option? Or do you remember?
Matrix to choose the one solution. These are one matrix, as we read in this course. I don't remember exactly.
We call it the decision matrix, no?
Yes,
So let's do 1 year now, just to practice, and we'll take this here the food options that we were considering.
Yes.
So we said that we could distribute prepared meals, distribute NFIs for cooking and raw food, or set up a community kitchen. No? These are all different options. So I have here the different options. So what do I need now? Who wants to help Murad? We've come with the different.
Yes, the cost. We will put there. Cost. We talk about cost.
So Murad was saying, no, we need now criteria. No, we've come up. I have the different solutions, and now I need different criteria to determine what's the best one. No, so we have money. No, let's say it like that. What other options are? What other things can we look at?
Cost, impact, and resource criteria.
So we can say resources needed. No. We can consider time. No.
Yes.
William, anything to contribute?
I would say time.
Okay. Time is also, very important. And one more, so that we can have as many as we want, or we can have few criteria or a lot of criteria. This then depends on us. I will propose sustainability. This means if the solution that we are going to choose is something that it's easy to maintain, or it's going to be difficult to maintain in the future. So now we have these different criteria. We have our different solutions. Now we need to classify them according to this criteria. Now let's say that 1 is very bad and 5 is very good. Let's look at money. Which of these solutions is the most expensive? We have distribution of prepared meals, distribution on NFI cooking and raw food, or set up a community kitchen. What do you think is the...
Maybe set up a community kitchen.
For me, I think distribution, the meal.
Okay.
For me, it's set up a community kitchen because the cost will be less and the resource will be little people. Also,
Murad, now we are that we'll get to that conclusion in the end. Let's now only look in terms of money.
Sorry.
No worries. Let's talk about money only. Om was saying that he thinks the distribution of prepared meals is the most expensive. Araminta was saying that the community kitchen would be the most expensive.
Yeah.
What do you think,
For me, it's the distribution of non-food items. Distribution of non-food items, cooking and raw food would be expensive.
Okay. So let's look at them now. So for example, if the distribution of prepared meals is probably we are looking for someone to prepare the meals, and they are going to distribute them. And for the community kitchen, we normally set up a place for cooking, and we organize among the community someone that will be doing the cooking, and we provide the food. And the distribution of NFI, we are going to distribute for each person their own set for cooking and also food. So normally distribution of prepared meals is going to be expensive because you are paying someone to do all the meals. So they will also want to have a profit on that. So I'll say that this one will be the most expensive. So let's give it a 1 or a 2. Between these two, probably distributing the NFI cooking and the raw food is a little bit more expensive than setting up a community kitchen. So I'll say that here we can have a 3 and here we can have a 4, for example. No? In terms of resources, which one do you think will take more resources? No?
On the resources, because the resources we are talking about human, we are talking about financial, and we are talking about the material itself for the resources. So in general, when you say about resources,
here let's say people, no? Let's say people.
Material.
Which one do you think is the one that takes less people? You're muted. I don't know if you want to say something.
The question is which one gonna take less people, right?
Correct.
For me, I think distribute NFI cooking. Yeah.
Okay, so here we could say that we have a 4 here, no? Setting up a community kitchen, you'll have some work in the beginning that you need to prepare, but then it works more or less by itself. And then you have distributing NFI cooking. That is something that you need to do very often, no? Every month or something. You need to be distributing food, and so probably that will take more resources, more people. No? In terms of time, let me say that probably we'll have this distribution of prepared meals is the one that that we can do faster. If we have a reliable, partner there, or someone that can do this for us, it will be fast. Setting up a community kitchen will take a little bit longer. So we can have it here at 2, here we can have a 4. And then distributing food is also something that it's faster than setting up a mobile community kitchen. And in the end, about sustainability. No? And for the long term, if we are talking about a camp or IDP camp that will stay there for many years, it's impossible for us to distribute prepared meals because it will be very, very expensive in the end. No? So this will be a 1 year. A community kitchen is something that also in terms of a long term, maybe people then will want to cook their own food. No, in the beginning they don't care; they will get their food there because it's an emergency. But as time passes, they will want to have their own ways of cooking. Each person likes different kind of foods. So probably here also I will give it a 2, and the best option will be to from these ones would be the one that they distribute the food, and the people have their own way of preparing the food. No? So when we finish this, we can add up all the numbers and we'll have a scoring. No? So here we would have 6, 10, 11. No? Here we would have 9 plus 3, it's 12. And here we would have 8 plus 3, 11.
Options.
So all of them are very close. But also we would or take in consideration different criteria, or we would say that maybe for the time being, time would be more important, or money would be more important, and we can give extra weight to them, to time or to money, and we'll come up with a different scoring. Now, also, as we know, if we're talking about an emergency, we could go first for a distribution of prepared meals in the first weeks, and then set up a community kitchen, or distribute the NFI cooking. No? By doing this, we can easily explain our reasoning, no? To our line managers who do coordination, explain why we chose one thing or the other, and we can also see if we cannot implement one of the solutions easily. We can understand which is the solution that can help us. No? So we can do this for all of them, and then come up with the different solutions. So from this one, we said that we are going to take this one here. Okay, let me put it a little bit bigger. For the shelter, let's say that we'll set up a temporary shelter. We'll also distribute tents, and we will distribute NFIs. For water, we'll need to do latrines and showers, distribute hygiene kits, do health promotion. Water filters is like the people are saying, you know, if it's a large group of people, it will be difficult to get water filters, but that can be a solution if you have a very, reliable water source that people can access, and you just need them to give some water filters. No? Also, you need to train them how to use them, but so in the beginning, maybe not the best option. We would need to do water storage, do water distribution. We will need to do all of these activities. No? Here for health, we will for sure do vaccination campaign, set up the clinic. Isolation area, in the beginning, probably we would rely on the secondary health care. No? If we need to isolate someone, send them to an hospital, implement a referral system, provide mental health. Okay, so let's say we will do these activities. But now we have a lot of activities to do, and we need to decide on how to do this. No? What do you think we can do to better help us prioritize here the different activities? Does anyone remember from the training? What was our last webinar about? William, do you remember what we did in the last webinar?
Yeah, but I forgot the good word. I mean, it's Eisenhower or something like that.
Eisenhower, huh?
Eisenhower. To
Yeah,
know
break down. Yeah, breaking down big projects. Yeah.
Yeah, and the idea now is that we will have a matrix where we have here the axis of importance and here the axis of urgent, and we can have 4 quadrants. No, here we have the things that are important and urgent that we need to do immediately. Here the things that are urgent but not so important, we can delegate. Here the things that are important but not urgent, so we can reschedule them. And here in the last quadrant, things that are not important and not urgent, and we can leave for doing them some other time or not do them at all. So let's see here, no? For example, for distribution of setting up a temporary shelter, do you think it's which quadrant?
It's urgent. Urgent.
Yeah, urgent. Do immediately.
So we need
No.
to do right now because people have nowhere to sleep. And distribution of tents. What do you think?
Urgent. Those need to blanket and mattress.
I
So
think
now-
is the
Go ahead. Go ahead, Ramita.
I think is important but not urgent.
Okay, so we have already set up our temporary shelter and people can already have a place to sleep. And maybe we can have the tents as something that we can do a little bit later, no? Because we cannot do everything at the same time. And the same thing with the NFI shelter, maybe we can schedule for later. Food, we also know that is important and urgent. People cannot be without food. Water distribution, we will go for the same. No, we need people to have access to water.
Yeah.
Health promotion, what do you think? Duku, what do you think about health promotion?
I think that's urgent and important because so that we can tackle out the hygiene promotion.
But then we need also to see that we are in the first stage of the emergency, and even so that the health promotion is important. Maybe it's not the thing, or maybe we think that it's urgent, but maybe less important. Then we can find maybe a way to delegate this activity to somebody else. No.
You're right. Okay.
Hygiene kits.
Urgent and important.
Like health promotion, urgent but not very important.
Okay, in the beginning, we are more focused on getting latrines, on getting water, no? So, and then we can focus on the rest. So latrines and showers also important and urgent, a little bit less important than water, but still important. Water storage. we can first focus on distributing water, and then later we can focus on guaranteeing a system for water storage. For the health part, it's very important to set up a clinic. People are coming with wounded and need medical attention. Mental health also the same. People are coming with mental health urgent needs. A referral system at the beginning maybe it's not the first thing we think about. Can be done in maybe a bit later, and also with the vaccination campaign. So by doing this, now we know what are the activities I need to focus right now, what are the ones I can set up for later, and the ones I can delegate. This will help us to have a clear idea on what is the load that the team will have to handle. If I need to maybe ask for extra support given the activities that we need to do, and for us to better organize ourselves. Once we already know where things go, each thing goes, we can do an action plan for each of the activities. And for example, let's say for water distribution, we could do an action plan saying what are we going to do. Maybe we're going to procure water trucks. We are going to hire people for doing distribution, for doing the water treatment. We will assess the water source. We'll start to do all of these things now. And at the first stage, we'll do water trucking. We'll set up water tanks, this distribution system. Then maybe we can think of a long-term solution by doing boreholes, having electrical pumps or solar pumps for the pumping, and then setting up a distribution system. So we will define the different activities. We will be responsible in when are we going to do this kind of activities, what's the duration, what resources, and that would be our action plan. And we said that we also need to define indicators. Can somebody tell me what would be a nice indicator for the water distribution?
Is the quantity of water for each person?
So when we're always talking about water, the number of liters per person per day is a good indicator. We know that for the first stage of intervention, emergency, we can do until 5 liters, and the next days we need to go until 15 liters per person per day, and then there's no upper limit. If we can distribute more water, the better. So people can have access to water. So quantity is here. We also need to look at quality.
Yeah, the quality of water.
So could be the free residual chlorine that we find in the water, and then we set up what are the targets that we want, and every day we are measuring the FRC to making sure that the water is treated and people can drink it. What else? Also turbidity. If we are talking about the quality, making sure that the water is looking good with a low turbidity, so people don't have any problem in having access to it. These indicators are all quantitative indicators, but we also could have qualitative. We can do an inquiry to the people, a survey, and measure the satisfaction with the water. Sometimes, for example, if you're distributing water that is very high turbidity, people will not want to drink it, or if you use a lot of chlorine, you'll get the flavor of the chlorine very strong, and people are not used to and think the water as something, as a problem with it, and they don't want to use it. So it's also good to do a survey to see if people are happy with the water that we are distributing, and also to make sure that everyone in the community has access to water. Now we can have people that are vulnerable, or they are a minority within their group, and by some reason they are blocked of accessing the water. No? And these indicators, no, we can do them for all the activities. We don't need many indicators, or else we get a bit crazy. But they are important to help us to find if we are doing the right activities and doing them in the right way. No? So basically here we have done all the project cycle. We did an assessment, we identified the needs, we come up with different solutions. From the solutions, we came up with criteria to decide which one is the best solution. And then from all the activities, we prioritize them according to the Eisenhower matrix. Then we come up with an action plan and the indicators to help us determine if we achieve the goals that we set up to achieve. Any doubts here? Questions? Remarks? All clear? So very good. I'm very happy that everyone has no doubts. The final exercise, we are going to do more or less the same. Let me stop sharing here. Does everybody knows what the log basics are? Have you heard about the log basics? Home, any question?
Yeah. Sorry. I would like to clarify a little bit how to identify the indicator.
Okay.
Yeah, I know, like we make the point to the water quality or water quantity, how it come out with the liter per day per something like that. I don't know how to make it.
Okay. So when we're talking about indicators, we can have different kind of indicators. One is quantitative, no? For example, if I'm distributing food, I can one of my indicators can be the number of calories that I'm distributing per person per day, no? And there is a WHO standard that tells me, I don't remember by head, but I think it's 2,000 something calories per person per day. So the food that I'm distributing, I need to guarantee that I'm distributing 2,000 something calories per person per day. No? So I'll check the food that I'm distributing, the quantities, and I can easily have an indicator that tells me if I'm achieving the number of calories that I want. For water, no, if you talk, the two important things that we focus on the beginning is quantity and quality. And so if I measure the number of liters I'm distributing per person per day, I can determine if the quantity is good. I'll compare to MSF standards or Sphere standards that will tell us this is this is the standards that are shared among all humanitarians, in other words, determined based on different studies. That will tell you, in the first days of an emergency, you will need to distribute at least 5 liters of water per person per day. This is to guarantee the livelihood of the person. No? You need 2-3 liters of water for drinking and a little bit more for preparing or hygiene. Then, as soon as possible, get to 15 liters per person per day, so that it helps in cooking, in hygiene, in all the things that we need. And then there's no upper limit. No, normally in urban places, in cities, developed cities, each person spends 140 liters per day of water. No? And here we are saying that we want to distribute at least 15 liters of water per day. So these indicators can come from standards that are defined among MSF or among the different actors. Okay.
Okay, thank you. As I understand, it is the how to measure thing to achieve the goal, right? I mean the
Correct.
indicator. Okay,
Mhm.
okay, copy. Thank you.
So that's the way that I know that my objective is that everyone has access to water, no? So I will measure the water I have, the number of people, and I will know how much water I'm distributing per person per day. That's an indicator, no? Can be also a qualitative indicator. That means that I want everyone to be happy, or 90% of the people will be happy with the water I distribute. So I do a survey, and then I'll check if I'm achieving that indicator or not. So the indicators are the ways that I'm going to check if what I want to achieve is being achieved or not. Okay. So we were also discussing about log basics. Everyone knows what the log basics are. They use them. You use them in your projects. Duku, you use them.
Yes, we use them because it's just to know whether you have all the measures in place. Let me get one example. For instance, like let's say in electricity, the number of things which you need to know. First, you have to know the gadgets you are using, how much power do they consume. All those measures, are they in place? Okay, you say, okay, that side is okay. Yes, in all the maintenance of all the gadgets, do we have all the tools in place, like the documents for follow-up of its maintenance? Are they in place? Okay, if they're there, that one is okay. And then we go into those distribution boards. If we check all per each of the utility in electrical, and then that one we say we have all the things in place. And then if the others which they did not reach, like in other places we don't have some sensors, in case like, did you install a sensor for this to guide it? If you have it, and then you will say yes. If you don't have, you say no, I don't have that in position. If you have to follow all those the list of that. That's what I can try to say about.
William, do you use the log basics in your project?
Yes, we use it, but we use Lucial. I don't know if you know Memo.
I know.
Yeah, that is the tool what we use to follow the basic
And then
logistic.
the basics are inside Memo. No worries. So I've seen also that Ismael is also using it.
Yes.
Hom, do you use them in your project? Not yet. You have to
No,
ask.
no.
You have to ask
Yeah.
Ramon.
Yeah, I asked him. Yeah.
And Raminta, do you use them in Bogota or not?
Yes, I listen about in the log bases, but in my case, I didn't use. No. In my case, no, I don't
Okay.
use.
Murad? You're muted. You're still
Murad,
muted,
your
Murad?
microphone.
Cannot listen to you, Murad.
Sorry.
Okay. Now.
In my project, I use it 2 times. It is talk about the minimum resource you have to be available in your project in each family. Like IT, that's a good communication, or that means every minimum, that's the basic thing, equal to the standards of each OC.
So that's correct, no? And the log basics tells us the minimum standard that we should have in place for each of the log families in our projects. No, they are common, more or less the same in all OCs. Now they are working we will have only one for all the OCs. They are very similar now, but they will be the same. And this is a way that you can assess your project and have a general overview of each of the logistic families and what's the current situation. No? Let me share you the screen here and I will show you. So the monitoring tool is something like this, where here is the dashboard where we have the different families and their score, and then we have one for each of the families. No? For example, energy, we can check, and we have here the basic one of energy is protect people from electrical shocks and facilities from fires. And the second basic is ensure continuity of MS activities. And we have here, all live cables must be inaccessible. Then I'll go and I'll say, okay, maybe partially. And I will write here that maybe the kitchen has some cables that are still live cables, and we need to improve that. No? Generators must be grounded. And if all the generators are grounded, I come here and I say yes. No? Then, for example, now there is a miniature circuit breakers and electrical wires are properly sized. Yes. Okay. And I'll go and I'll fill all these different aspects. I will write here any comments that I need to write. Okay. Maybe here, for example, plan for next month. No? And here, once I finish all of this, I can say already here what are the different actions that I'm going to do. No, let's say redo wiring of the kitchen, and I will say who is the responsible person. Let's say that is the log base, and when it will be done. No, so now I can fill all of this information. And if I do this for all the families, I will have a general overview. No? The minimum that we want is 50%. The target is 80%. And then we can also always improve. So what I will ask of you for the final case, the final exercise, is that we'll have this also this tool in Tembo. You will take two of these families and you will fill it. No, for example, maybe telecom and cold chain. I will get all of those. I will fill all of those lines. I will decide what actions I need to do, and after I have all the actions, I will do the Eisenhower matrix for those actions, and I will do an action plan for those actions, no? Where I determine when I'm going to do it, who is going to do it. Okay. So if we look here in Tembo, we will have the final case study that we download the basics that is here. We select two of the logistic families and we fill the Excel file where we determine what are the activities that I'm going to do. We analyze the results, define the activities we should implement, fill in we'll do again the Eisenhower matrix for these activities, and then we'll do an action plan to implement these activities. Then we upload the 3 files into the platform, and I will give you the feedback. For those people who have already done it, you can review it now if you want to review, or I will just comment on the ones that you have already sent. Questions?
As I said, Carlos, before I did, but it may be because I don't know why, but I just did only one part only for ICT. So I don't know, maybe it could be one of the reasons that it not being uploaded. It was uploaded, but maybe it was not. I don't know why. So I'm going to do it again on my own later. I don't know if you want to do it now. I don't know. What's your request? Do we need to do it all together, or we can do it at home?
Now is an exercise each one of us is going to do, and you need to do it until the 24th.
Okay.
Of this month, no?
No problem.
So
Good.
we have 2 weeks and a couple of days.
Perfect.
Duko, any questions?
Yes, I have a question. My question is loading those folders. Like for instance, I think we are supposed to load the Hanover report, or that one is out. No?
No handover, no? So when you have here are 3 documents. One is the log basics, one is the Eisenhower matrix, and the other one is the action plan. Okay? And then you come here and you upload here your documents.
Okay, so which means I have gone wrong. I was thinking that that handover report which we are supposed to generate has to be loaded.
No,
okay.
No handover.
Okay. Thanks. So I have to do some of the things. Okay.
So we'll have until the 24th. Any questions that you have, feel free to contact me and I will help you.
Okay.
For now, any other questions?
Yeah, the other question is since if you remember very well, I've been asking you through email for those questions which we know that we did not score well, but we completed. But is it okay to go back and to redo it, or it's fine?
The scoring we have during the online part is not important for for the completion. It's just for you to feel that you're playing a game and you're trying to get the best score, no? But if you finish already the activities, it's done, no? It's meant you need to finish all the online part and submit this final exercise so that we can give you the certificate and finish the training. Okay?
Yeah. Cool. Thank you. Thank you for that.
So I'll stop recording. We will keep in touch, but I would like to thank you all for your time and dedication so far.